average price of regular gasoline in the U.S. climbed this week to $1.96 per gallon. The cost is 12 cents higher than a week ago, but still 49 cents cheaper than this time in 2015. While it fell in each of the first 7 weeks of 2016, the average price has now risen for the past 4. And after dipping below $30 a barrel earlier this year, West Texas Intermediate crude futures at the end of Wednesday were sitting above 38. On Tuesday, we talked with University of Nebraska-Lincoln Ag Economics Emeritus Professor Dennis Conley to learn how crude oil supplies have impacted gasoline prices.
We remember back 3, 4, 5 years ago, go back 2011, 12, 13, we were paying for retail gasoline, we were paying about $3.50 a gallon, plus or minus 30 cents during the year. And that was pretty much the normal back then, but things have happened since then.
What has happened? How have crude oil supplies changed?
I think most of the people have heard about North Dakota and the big oil boom in North Dakota and other parts of the U.S. as well. The fracking, the horizontal drilling, increasing the crude oil supplies. And it takes a while for those things then to come onto the market and distribution. So by 2014 and 15, the crude oil supplies in the U.S. rose very dramatically. And really we got some from the world market as well.
Did gasoline stocks track along with that?
Gasoline supply and stocks went right along with that, just as you would expect. And so as we look at those gasoline supply relative to their stocks in 2014 and 15, those dramatically went up as well. So we're getting more supply into the U.S. market for gasoline.
Before we talk about the implication of just that on price alone, tell me about the U.S. driver. Is the U.S. driver driving as much, and what kind of vehicle are they doing it in?
Yeah, good question. When we look at the Energy Information Administration, the data that they keep on this, they're showing that Americans, U.S. drivers, are doing about 1,000 miles less per year. The average that they had was like 12,000, now it's like 11,000. And the other thing that's happening, which I think most people can understand, the fleet of vehicles are more fuel efficient these days as well. So there's less consumption going on in addition to the increased supply of gasoline.
Which leads to what for gasoline prices?
Which leads to what we've seen now in 2014 and 15, and really the last couple of months here. The price of gasoline has gone from that $3.50 a gallon down to a little bit above $2 a gallon. And of course, the big event that everybody was watching for this year was, is it going to go below $2 a gallon? Which it did in the last month or two.
Now tell me about the moneymaker. What's the future for gasoline prices?
One of the sayings is, the effect on for commodities, the way to solve low prices is low prices. Whether you're talking about corn or gasoline or whatever. So we've had for 2 years now this increased supply of crude oil, the increased supply of gasoline. That's driven the prices down. And in the U.S., now the production of crude oil has declined very dramatically in the last year. The number of rigs that are in production of crude oil is at a record low number now. And so the U.S. supply of crude oil and gasoline is starting to go down.
And you expect prices to respond how?
We expect prices then to go back up a little bit, and we've actually seen some of that, in recent weeks. I mean, we saw gasoline below $2 a gallon, and now today, we're talking about $2 a gallon. It's gone up 30 or 40 cents a gallon in the last couple of weeks. Refineries are down because they are converting from heating oil to gasoline for the summer driving season. And it's that summer driving season, school's out, people on vacation, they increase the driving. And so the demand goes up, the consumption goes up. And what we would expect to see then on prices is probably somewhere around $2.10 a gallon, plus or minus 30 cents a gallon. Again, that's a crystal ball projection, but that's certainly better than $3.50 a gallon.